Who's taking control? Who's taking control? Someone take control.
Not it. Not it. 1, 2, 3, not it.
Why not? What's wrong with you? You always take control.
I just woke up. Does that count?
Okay. We'll get you warmed up so you're ready to go.
All
We got
right.
some good stories coming
Crack
out.
one. Let's get the old happy juice going.
I was ready to talk about a 68-year-old in a nude scene, but I got usurped on that one. We'll have to get to that later on. Very exciting stuff.
I don't watch the Oscars. I didn't know what you were talking about and all that business.
Oh, we'll get into it.
Did you see Trump's announcement?
What announcement?
Because he can't tweet anymore.
Oh, so he's got to make he has to release put up press releases.
It really made me laugh. I have some friends that actually are very conservative, but are not pro Trump at all.
Please tell me this is something that doesn't concern you. Finally,
it doesn't, except that their big thing that they're obsessed with right now, the last 3 days, is, and it's actually kind of true. And somebody might have mentioned this on the podcast last night. That if Trump was still on Twitter, there's a 99% chance he would have tweeted about me.
Yeah, he may have. I mean, the leaders of the pack were there. His buddies were there with you, Sean Hannity, and Dana White.
Yeah, Sean Hannity talked about it. Clay Travis talked about it. Dana White talked about it. It's he was just the last of the four. I have no doubt he may not have sent his own tweet, but he would have retweeted it.
Oh yeah. So let's fill out, what the hell's going
on.
What
happened? Yeah, wait a minute. What happened was...
We'll do it briefly because I think a lot of the audience knows about it, but go ahead, Adam. Give the quick version, the Cliff Notes.
So I wrote in advance of the UFC story where they were getting a full crowd of attendance back in Jacksonville on Saturday, and the waiver that people had to, the waiver on people's tickets to get in was fucking insane. It was
I read this on your Twitter. I read this.
Okay, yeah. Well, Dana White tweeted out just the lead, which was crazy and over the top for a reason. And basically was fuck this, fuck the Review Journal, piece of shit paper, blah, 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 blah. And then it inspired his minions to attack me for the last, 3 days. But also Sean Hannity talked about it. Clay Travis talked about it. Nobody actually read the story, but they picked up on what Dana said and went with it. So I'm sure that Dana would
now tell Allie what's happened in the last 2+ days, because when people get crazy on the internet, they start digging, and it slowed down at all. Finally,
it's slowed down, but it's still it's more obnoxious. So I literally have not responded to anybody. I was told not to tweet about it, whatever, let it die down. That's fine, because I would have been going after people so badly. And I hope other, some people aren't watching that are also going to be pained by this, but somebody went and found a picture, the memorial photo I posted of me and Mark Seidel, and attacked me on the photo, was oh, look at you not wearing a mask, you fucking asshole. It was 4 years ago. And it was somebody that just keeps going in and commenting on my photos and attacking me and a bunch of nonsense. So I finally just snapped and I was like, listen, you fucking moron. The actual name of the story was More Than Ready to Return to Sports. You can see the start of the headline. I haven't really been talking about this. The story is More Than Ready to Return to Sports. Jesus fucking Christ. Whatever. But yeah, so this person who commented on the photo of me and Mark, I was like, oh, really? You're going to go comment on a photo of me and my dead fucking friend, you piece of shit? Really? That's your life? That's what you're doing now? That makes you better than get out of here, whatever. But yeah, I have no doubt that if Trump still had his Twitter, he would have been all in on this, which is it's good and it's bad and good. It would have been great if he did, but at the same time, it's awful. That's true. I hate Americans. No, but I did want to get to the statement from Trump, Steve, because he can't tweet anymore. So the Trumplicans in the right wing. They are obsessed with the ratings of the Oscars from this weekend.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why the ratings for the Oscars were down? Think about this.
I have no idea.
How many movies did you see last year, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a few. Obviously, none in the theater. I saw Grease in the theater. That was my one movie from whatever year it was,
Right.
1960.
There's no move. They didn't make any movies. Like
Yeah.
the Academy Awards, nobody's gonna watch. Nobody has seen the movies. Nobody knows what they are. And there was no like buzz for them. They weren't in the theater. It's completely ridiculous. But they're really dancing that Hollywood got too woke, and that's why nobody watched the Academy Awards because they're idiots. Trump's announcement though, it's so perfect. He said, "What used to be called the Academy Awards, it is now called the quote Oscars, a far less important and elegant name." First of all, it's been called the Oscars forever.
It's now called the Oscars.
Right. He's saying the luster is gone because they call it Oscar, which is not an elegant name, it cracks me up beyond belief. Had the lowest ratings in recorded history, even lower than last year, which was already a low. If they keep with the current ridiculous formula, it'll only get worse if that's even possible. Go back, look at the formula you used to use, and change the name back to the Academy Awards.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It's so great. Change the name back. It's been the Oscars.
I can hear his voice saying it too. I can totally hear his voice. Worse than ever before. If that could even be any worse. It's just ridiculous.
Good impression. The Academy Awards is in all caps, by the way, of course.
Yeah.
Change it back to the Academy Awards.
I'd like to thank the Academy. Changing it back. What's up, Elliot V? It's one of my morning woodies. What's happening, man? Oy vey. It is kind of crazy, thinking about when is the last time I heard Trump's voice. I don't really know. It was such a staple in my life for so long, and it's kind of nice not to have to hear that.
Where could you find this, Adam?
I don't know. Actually, somebody just sent me a screenshot of it. I'm frozen.
Oh, really? And you're cool just going by screenshots, huh? Maybe there was much more. Maybe the rest of the message was eloquent and you missed it.
That's a good call. Maybe you really summed it up in the end there.
But it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
We are obviously being sarcastic, Uh-oh, there he goes.
Uh-oh. Another one bites the dust.
I'm
sorry, I'm still kind of waking up here. I'm still
Cofield, my burner. Let's see. Why do you think Dana chose to make a big deal out of the lead? He's smart enough. Because that's all he read. That's all he saw. We went over it last night. The lead was explosive. That's the point of getting into the story, and that's what most people read. And Adam mentioned a key point. I won't mention it again, but pretty much proof that most people didn't read the story. But I think the bigger thing is what happens on the internet when people get crazy and start hunting people down, and then most of them are anonymous and faceless, and most of them, 99.9% of them, are pussies, so they're not going to do anything. And this is what their life revolves around. And Allie's had to deal with this, right? You've had morons who are texting you and messaging you, and a lot of it's basically because they're jealous. They're losers. They can't do what you're doing. They're also misogynist, probably incels, not to rip all of them. Maybe some of them are having sex, but most, I'm sure, don't have sex and they have no choice or involuntary celibate. But it's still, Adam's got thick skin. It's still hurtful when people are freaking coming at you.
Yeah, well, and it's your place of work, I'm at work right now. It's Adam and you, Cofield, always bring it up that with the Karens, this person's at work. Don't bother them. Leave them alone. They work at McDonald's or a grocery store. They're just trying to get their paycheck and go home. I mean, it's the same for us too. I don't want someone, busting into my chats. And I do kind of like the dick pic photos. I haven't got a dick pic photo in a really long time. Since I talked about it on this show, I haven't had one. I've called them off, I guess. But nonetheless, no, I don't love it. They crack me up. They're very funny. But yeah, so it is what it is. I'm not a fan. But I am gonna shoot a text.
So on the whole Oscar thing, now that people are dancing on the Oscars grave, Academy Awards grave.
The Academy Awards.
Yeah. Did anyone actually watch?
God, no. Why would you watch? I could not tell you a movie that came out this year.
I
usually don't watch either anyway, but
I saw some of the movies that were nominated. As I've gotten older, I actually like to watch award shows. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I actually enjoy them. It's going to sound very cheesy, and I think I've said this before. Like, Adam, I told you about how much I love. What was the name of the freaking? Was it just the Comedy Store or whatever the documentary was? 5-6 parts.
I watched all of it. It was great.
I'm not a comedian. I'm at a very low end of the entertainment scale, but I actually really enjoyed watching the documentary on the comedians because I was like, hey, this is a craft. Like, they take it seriously. There's a whole psychosis about it. Like, it's really interesting to watch comedians talk about the ups and downs and then the time away, you know, the drinking, the drugging, all of that stuff. I find it fascinating. And I know most people hate actors and actresses for like how oftentimes they come off as super cocky and I don't even know how to describe them, whatever. They can't relate to them. I actually watch and I'm like, well, you know what? I can't act, but I do appreciate what they do. And I'm always, well, I don't know about the ESPYs. That's probably the show. Thanks, PBC. I usually say it at the ESPYs, but I do appreciate what entertainers do because I can't do it. So I find it fascinating when these people are like into these roles or so into it and how emotional they get winning awards. I think it's cool.
But didn't you think it was way classier when it was called the Academy Awards?
It's totally changed. Yeah, I mean they dumbed it down by going with the Oscars.
The Oscar.
Obviously, they might as well give out like a little. That guy should be in a garbage can now, like the Grouch.
Drinking a 40.
There's only one Oscar.
That'd be awesome.
And like, here's a good example. Wasn't this like 2 or 3 years into Trump's reign? That Parasite won, and he tried to take some shot at Parasite and the Korean filmmaker, and you're like, dude, watch the movie. It was actually a really brilliant movie, and it was very relatable to what a lot of people here in the United States go through, and whatever. And the movie that won this year, we actually just watched it. We just finished it like 45 minutes ago. Nomadland is kind of interesting, so I found it interesting. So I don't know if you guys know anything about it, but it's basically good, Adam.
No, to your point of the award shows, like I told you a couple years ago, I never was an award show person until social media, and I think Twitter made award shows very cool. The problem is like nobody's watching them now because they're not because of they're not classy or not because of anything else. Like there was no real new movies, there was no no new TV shows really. So I think those the Emmys are going to be different. But yeah, I think. Your
brother very cheesy indeed. Yeah. Time to move to Florida, play canasta and shuffleboards award shows. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just think the social media aspect, like Twitter, and this is with sports too. I've talked about this. Like you tune into things because people are tweeting about them, or trending on whatever social media platform, and then you start watching them just because of that. That's why I think people watch them or don't watch them.
So in a nutshell, Nomadland is basically about people are kind of living day to day. They might not have a house. They don't have a steady job. They're a lot of them have it's RVs, their cars, their vans, and it's Frances McDormand playing one of the characters. And I don't know, it was a pretty complex character. It got me thinking. I think Allie could actually do this. I kind of think you have at some points. Kind of be a nomad, maybe not have a home base and just bounce around.
What?
It seemed like a bocce guy.
Yeah, Steve, I love the nomad life. The gypsy lifestyle is fantastic, but it only goes so far. Then you have a kid and it all just crashes down.
Steve, you don't think I can be a nomad?
I'm going to get to you in a second. So like 20, your kid's grown up, right? Your kid's like 25, whatever he is, right? 28, 30. You couldn't go back to doing that?
Oh, I could definitely. Oh, I'm counting down till he's 18. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
No batting.
Until I had him from when I graduated high school in 98, I never lived in the same place same state for more than 2-3 years. Like I was in and out, different colleges, different countries. I moved all over. I loved it from 18 to 29. And I got knocked up at 29. I almost named him Anchor. As a matter of fact, that was one of my names. It would have worked. It would have worked.
But I don't think you could, because nomading is for the young. Like nomading.
Oh, I think I could. My whole goal in life is to buy a pirate ship. I want to take all of my winnings and profits and then a good laptop onto my pirate ship and just do my shows from there. You know what my pirate ship's name is going to be? Bought the Hook. Isn't that cute? I love it. See, I'm manifesting shit over here. Oh, I'm going right back to pirate life. Absolutely.
Good sports reference, but sports betting reference. But I also feel like, first of all, pirate ships have Wi-Fi now.
Mine's gonna, okay? It's my freaking plan, all right? It's my dream. I'm not getting there quickly, Adam. I got a good 10 years for technology to catch up with my needs.
I guess I haven't really pictured being like sailing on a pirate ship with Wi-Fi as being a nomad. I feel like a nomad is more like homeless.
All right, I'm with you. Well, I don't know if I need like a huge full pirate ship, but I need like a manageable ship and a first mate and also a wench.
This is not a nomad now.
All right. Well, you asked would I go traveling around once the kid graduates, and that's my plan. All right. Just to go dock to dock, Antigua, little Antigua action, little Bahamas.
Isn't that how
moving it around?
Is that how Max Gillum spent his summer?
Oh, he's the below deck guy, huh? Yeah, nomads wander. I just want to wander. Who is it? Tolkien? Not all who wander are lost. Nonetheless, that's my plan. I'm a water nomad.
Mark and LV, how much are these Sprinter vans? How much do they cost? I'm telling you, there's a good number of people getting vans and then basically converting them into, small RVs, and that's what they do. I mean, they might have a home base, like a true home base. In this movie, most of them didn't have a home base. And by the way, Adam, in the movie, almost everyone featured was probably 50 plus. It was almost no young people.
Okay.
So yeah, I have a lot of friends that have these Sprinter vans and Airstreams and stuff, but that's because they're Burning Man people. But it became it's been a big thing in the past few years to get those up and running.
Those are the people I think of as nomads.
What do you mean?
Why? Because they're on land. I don't think that's fair. They still have a ship. It's just a land ship called a Sprinter van.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like homeless people that are traveling around and going to festivals, like that's the kind of people I think of as nomads.
See, I feel like those people have a purpose. They're going to festivals. I'm not going to have a purpose except to be tan and drunk. That's all. That's all
right. We'll see you. That was a good close. There's no purpose. There's no purpose.
No purpose. I just want to be happy and watching sports by myself.
By the way, the Sprinter van thing is not what I'm talking. I mean, that's not like what this movie's about. This is about people kind of on their last legs. They like a lot of it's based on one industry towns that just shut down, and people are like, "All right, now what the fuck do I do?" So I mean, they're driving around in like conversion vans and shit. So, Adam, you could not do this.
Come on. I mean, I think there's a reason you started with Allie and not me. Like, I couldn't. This is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous premise, a ridiculous thought. Like, who wants to do that? We've evolved as a society to where we don't do that anymore.
Oh, that's the point. What we've evolved to totally sucks, and it lacks adventure and spontaneity.
If it was good the other way, we wouldn't have evolved.
No, we're lazy. That's why we evolved, is to make everything easier on us and lose all of our survival skills.
Yeah.
F that.
It is good the other way for some people. Some people don't want to be tied down. Your normal day to day, right, Allie? You don't see shit. You don't do anything. Not you personally, but in general,
Yeah. I never have to use a pee funnel in my everyday life. It's bull crap. Hit the road.
All the time. Yeah. Daily occurrence.
That's just it. What do you think about the tiny houses? Those weird me out. I think because remember I got my degree in interior design, so I dig weird design and cool design and innovative, efficient design. Those are tiny houses, man. Those are like really tiny. That's too tiny for me.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous. I would rather live in a van than a tiny house.
Yeah, ditto. The school bus idea, the school bus is the way to go. I mean, or like a good mail truck, mail truck's got some space back there, get an air mattress going on. Just thinking, No.
These all seem like terrible ideas to me.
All right. What are you going to do? Live in a house?
Yeah.
Which is actually, in a lot of ways, Adam's lying because you do like to travel.
Yeah.
Yes.
You love to be on the road.
Yeah, to resorts, like nice places.
You stay in 1-star hotels to save money.
First of all,
you could do a nomad life.
First of all, that's when somebody else is paying, and I feel guilty. I would do that. And I haven't stayed in a non-Marriott on the road in like 8 years for work. That's ridiculous. So stupid. Yeah, that's not my life. No chance. I freaked out because I couldn't decide between soccer game, basketball game, and 2 baseball games today, and I could only get 3 streams going. Like, oh no, this is a disaster. That's a problem.
Simple, and it's sportsbook. That's the answer to that question. Sportsbook.
The pandemic, Ellie.
We can't do the P funnel. We can't do the P funnel again. We got banned from Twitch.
Yeah.
Last time we did it, it wasn't.
I can show you the actual ad though, where there is a diagram that is drawn for you, where they
the real thing.
describe to you how to use it.
It's a real thing. And when I was watching this movie, I'm like, this poor lady who's having a squat in the desert, she could use a P funnel right now. It's a very simple contraption. It's one of the great inventions of the 20th century, or whenever the hell it came out.
Yep. I'm gonna clean my area here.
This is not true.
I'll put that sucker on the map.
This is not, by the way, this is not true. NFL reporters do stay in nice hotels. There are certain UFC reporters who stay in great hotels.
That's true also. Although the fancy ones,
advertising deal.
Sure. Well, the fancy ones are not traveling right now, so
that's a good point.
Disney's employees are not allowed to travel, so
no Okamoto, no Hawani. Although I have a feeling Ariel would not be on the road anyway.
No.
So
he did text me, by the way.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Just expressing support.
Okay, good.
Okay, I've been there. I was like, okay, gotcha.
All right. Good deal. Ryan Carl very down on the nomad term. Just a euphemism for asked out, no options.
Well, I don't call myself a nomad. I would go pirate or gypsy. Gypsy would be my equivalent to nomad. Pirate has maybe like a little bit more of a purpose than a gypsy. But I'm not into like trading freaking textiles and spices with people like a gypsy would do. I'm going to like trade jewelry for rum. That's like where I want to go. Or I'll just freaking take it from you at knife point. See, I'm ready for this. I've planned this out. I have a good plan going here.
This sounds
Who's with me?
This sounds like a bad night at Red Rock, I think. for Patrick.
Yeah, I fell asleep in the desert next to the LV ballpark. There were too many cocktails involved. So, Alan, what's the craziest place you fell asleep without getting permanent?
I remember the Double Down Saloon one. I still get shit for this, and there's probably more places. Remember the Double Down Saloon, like, used to have those big, like, slot machines up against the back wall, and the band was playing. It was the Quitters was the band. What's up, Tom Carr? I know you watched this show, so if Tom Carr's watching, what's up? But I was sitting between those two slot machines and just, like, passed out with my head on one of them, and the freaking punk rock band is, like, raging at Double Down, and I was just done. So maybe there, I guess. I don't know.
Your local band
I'm not
shout
a
out.
sleeper. I'm a waker because I don't drink liquor. So
Your local band shout out just reminded me that I got a text of a local music legend yesterday. A picture.
Ooh, yeah, we do.
Yes. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's the jar.
What's going on with him?
I don't know. What?
I don't know who that is.
Clay ran into him, I guess, yesterday and sent me a photo of the jar.
So there's a lounge singer who's been here for probably since the 70s. Ali Cookie Jar, and he's played all over town. Adam, you actually missed this on Friday. Friday is like a freaking throwback night.
Yeah.
Podcast. So Willie and Dave were in, and they started talking about Cookie Jar. and there was stuff they were talking about. Did you know they actually had a band at one point?
The Crumbs, of course.
I had no clue. When I got here, he was doing the karaoke machine back then.
Yeah. He was at the Hotel Continental. He had cookie jar and the Crumbs.
See, Ricky says he fell asleep at a double bonus machine.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Was it Mandalay? Yeah, Mandalay. You know Dave Quello? Remember him?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Dave fell asleep in the bathroom right next to the sportsbook at Mandalay in one of the stalls, like just lying on the floor.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. JVT would freak out. I remember the poop conversation about the poop particles and whatnot. Like, oh my, in public bathrooms.
Yeah.
You can't sleep on the floor of public bathrooms, people. Can't do it.
The jar after the Continental, because the Crumbs, I don't think it was a falling out. I think there just wasn't enough money,
right,
to go around for all of them. So he had to move on from the Crumbs, and then he went. I mean, he had his biggest run as a legend at the outside bar at Harris, which is where we used to hang out and watch it.
Carnival Court.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I used to watch the dueling piano twins that were like right inside the door of that.
Yeah.
But the jar would do like
spot.
He would do like Friday and Saturday night, midnight to 2 a.m.
All this stuff better be back by mid July. It better all be back. God damn it!
Right. We're gonna be back. We're gonna be back by June 1st.
Well, 100%. I'm not sure, but I hope
100% June 1st.
I want hot tubs back. I can't effing stand not having hot tubs in my life. It's killing me. And now like pools are open, but it can't go into the hot tub. And I'm like, I don't swim. I don't want to swim. I want to sit in incredibly hot water like a freaking tea bag and melt my face off. That's what I want.
Why can't you go to do with the pool. Public hot tubs are still shut down?
As far as I know, I've been to my mom's pool, Polly's pool. Oh, and that pool didn't have a hot tub, so that one doesn't count. 2 out of 2 hot tubs that I visited in the past week. Yes. Because that was part of my nomading, like how the P funnel came to be was that we were going to Colorado to go through hot springs. Like I would go on these big tours of all the hot springs in Colorado. That was part of our deal. And it was bomb. And I haven't been in a hot tub since hot damn summertime of last summer.
Oh, wow.
I want to do that.
Yeah. Both Cancun and Cabo were shut down, the hot tubs at the resorts. It sucked.
It makes sense, but whatever. I'm over. It's like my mom's apartment complex. I can't freaking hot tub in my mom's apartment. They like stick 2 orange cones in it and it's freezing cold. Ooh, Budapest. All right. Maybe I can sail my ship there. Is it landlocked? Can I get there?
I think Hungary is landlocked, actually.
I'm not sure. I'm just
actually
asking.
No, because if I remember correctly, Budapest has two separate parts of the city, one on each side of the water. So I don't think it is landlocked.
I'm just gonna. All I know about Budapest is that George Ezra song. Can I sail a pirate ship to Budapest?
Which one do you want punched up?
It's definitely landlocked. Never mind.
What happened?
I'm seeing it. It's definitely landlocked. It's a river that it's on 2 sides of, so it's definitely landlocked though.
Okay.
Ooh, here's a YouTube video that's called "Living on a Russian Pirate Ship." Maybe that's where I need to go. No, it's not the Ruskies. I'm not into. Do you think Russian pirates drink vodka instead of rum? I mean, they have to, right? Have to.
Are there Russian pirates?
Yeah, I just saw a YouTube video on it.
Are pirates still a thing?
It's arguably the most landlocked country in Europe. Yeah, remember there was that pirate attack like 10, 15 years ago? It was like on a cruise ship.
Those are Somali pirates, yeah, for sure.
Well, they're pirates, aren't they?
Yeah, but I don't think they're the romanticized version of pirates that you're thinking of.
Well, if you think that I'm gonna like actually have a parrot on my shoulder and wear an eye patch, that's not the direction I'm going with this. It's a lifestyle choice.
If you're not gonna pillage, what are you even doing? That's not even pirating.
There will be pillaging, but I'm not. It's like like when everyone's like, it's talk like a pirate day. I'm like, I already talk like a pirate because I am a pirate. You know, this is how pirates talk because I am one. It's just part of how it rolls. So like going to Pirate Fest, I'm not going to dress up like a pirate because I am a pirate and this is how pirates dress as far as I'm concerned. So I don't need all that goofy stuff. But I am going to need rum and not vodka. There we go. Okay. All right. Allie the pirate.
Like rum is too sugary.
Yeah, but that's why I was saying it would have to be vodka if you're a Russian because that's sugarcane, Jamaica. It's a, what is it? Geographical thing.
I feel like you can still buy it anywhere though, but you're gonna steal it. You're a pirate.
Make it. Really, I would really just stick with my beer if we're honest. Brady. I have a pirate ship tattooed on my ribs. I have one like a whole sword tattooed. I have them behind my ears. Like it's been my thing forever. But it's not like that. Like Pirates of the Caribbean ruined it all for me because then like pirates became like in the mainstream again. Like I was already doing that thing and then Pirates of the Caribbean came out and like everyone wanted to be a pirate and then it wasn't as fun anymore. So just saying.
You're like a pirate snob?
No, I'm a pirate purist. I'm not a Disney pirate person.
Fair.
It's a lifestyle choice. It's like, it's not from back in the 17th, 18th century. That's not real life for me. I feel like that's evolved. All right. I feel like I want off of this topic also.
Adam, were you in on the Alex Tiki stuff? Did you ever get wind of that?
I think I was watching it, right? But I don't remember too many details of it.
Well, he just said he loved tiki bars. He loves the tiki life, and he just got eviscerated that night, and ever since there's always shots in him.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Is it fair? I'm not anti-tiki. What's the problem?
It's not about being anti-tiki. It's how pro-tiki he was.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things. If your friends are like, hey, we're going to go to the bar, and you're like, oh, okay. And you go to the bar and it's like a tiki bar, you're like, oh, cool. Or if like you go to somebody's house and it's in the backyard, you're like, okay, cool. You got a tiki bar. That's awesome for tonight. That's cool. But if you're like, hey, I'm going to find a tiki bar to go to, like that's a problem. Like that's too much. Like it's just the kind of thing that if it happens, it happens, but you can't make it happen. That's weird.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. That's a really good way to put it. If it happens, it happens.
There's a line. So if you Golden Tiki, if you go there, twice a month, you're over the tiki line. What's the line?
Golden Tiki is awesome, but yeah, I think I'm gonna say once a month. Golden Tiki's great.
It is a problem.
It's great. It's a great spot. But if you're just like if Alex was living here and he's like, I'm gonna go there every Friday and Saturday, I just like tiki's. Like that's weird. It just is.
Oh, now it's once a year is allowed.
All right, okay. All right. And and I'll tell you this: if you go to Golden Tiki and then like, and you're hey, let's go somewhere else. How about we go to Frankie's Tiki Room? Like, no, man, that's too much.
Back to back Tiki is way too much.
It's way too much. You go somewhere else.
I feel bad. He's a unique guy. He's got certain tastes and desires. What's a big deal?
It's just weird. Like it's just a gimmick. You can't fall for that.
I feel like it's a feeling. It's like, oh, what a feeling. But I think immersing yourself in that. I mean, at some point you become like a role player. Like at some point you're like a what are they called? A live action, a LARPer. Like you're LARPing at some point, That was I like your jacket, Brady. Don't talk crap about Alex. I will stand up for Alex Crawford's jacket. All right, but not the tiki bars. You're on your own there, buddy.
The LARPing lifestyle is kind of a little bit what was blamed. I know, Steve, you watched the Q documentary. LARPing was kind of like blamed for it. Like a lot of the same people that were LARPers kind of went into that, kind of fell down that rabbit hole.
You don't say, huh?
Yeah.
Listen, listen, this is what I mean by it's a lifestyle choice. Is that like it's not about getting dressed up and talking funny. It's just the idea that like life is supposed to go this way, and I'm gonna give that the middle finger, and I'm just gonna go do whatever I want to do, and I'm gonna like like make my own way and not have a boss of me, and I'm gonna like sail my own ship. And that's what I mean by it's a lifestyle choice. It's not like I want to go,
but that's not a pirate at all.
What are you talking about?
That's just somebody that hangs out on a boat.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit more aggressive, and I travel around all the time. That's part of it, is traveling all around.
Well, there
doesn't even have to be a boat involved. It could be a spaceship. Haven't you seen Firefly?
Okay, now it's getting weird. But actually, I think you have to steal stuff. Like the only way you can be a pirate is by stealing things. That's the actual definition of what a pirate is. Like you're right. You don't have to wear an eye patch or carry a sword, but you do have to steal.
You guys just don't get me. It's not about freedom. It's not about that. You just don't get it, man. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not awake enough. Maybe I'm not astute enough to explain it, but it's who I am. Some people want to be cowboys when they grow up. They walk around with boots and hats on, just saying. I want to sail on a boat and get drunk all day and not give fucks.
Yeah, but if you're not, that's not pirate at all. That's a whole new thing.
No, it's not a whole new thing.
It is. I don't even think pirates aren't on boats all the time. I feel like they just take their boat out to hijack other boats.
Well, I don't have a boat right now, and I'm still a pirate, so I don't feel like you need a boat to be a pirate. I don't feel like that's part of it.
I don't think you're a pirate. I think you're just saying that.
I'm going to hang up right now. You keep saying I'm not a pirate. Have you seen Dodgeball? You're hurting my feelings. We're having a Steve the Pirate moment right now.
That is true.
Trying to push your buttons now.
I'm tired. Yeah.
What about a pirate bar?
And rob and pillage. That's it. Pirate with a bogo.
Yeah,
go back to Treasure Island.
True.
That's from Dodgeball. That's great.
Yes,
we all live in Vegas.
That's true. It's a fair point.
Oh, the Brady's bringing up the pirate bar from Bar Rescue. We do have John Taffer talk we could do. Thank you, Elliot. I'm a pirate, and that's that. Just deal with it. I can be whatever I want to be. You guys are always trying to make me feel and say and think things how you want me to say them. This is just where I'm at, guys. It's just where I'm at.
Where was the pirate bar and Bar Rescue?
I feel like it was Baltimore. But
yeah, I think it was East Coast.
Yeah.
It was not good. It was a shit show of a bar. It was filthy.
I mean, aren't all of them? If you're on Bar Rescue, I think that's kind of the point.
I like the show of Bar Rescue, but I think it's funny that John Taffer is like going to remake Las Vegas when I'd say about 90% of the bars that he's remade in Vegas aren't operational anymore or get sold and changed fairly quickly. I'm sure that's not just only Vegas, but
yeah. I think it's everywhere. But I think the biggest problem is I don't know if I'd blame him. I think what you're if you're coming in and trying to save a failing business and then keep the same people in charge, they're just going to ruin it again. So
I agree, 100%.
Don't change the menu and change the list of draft beer you serve. Change the management.
Everyone's fired, including the owners.
Yeah.
It's like shining a turd. That's what Bar Rescue makes me think of. You just can't shine a turd, bro.
It's also like on Pimp My Ride when they would pimp people's ride and then they would just get stolen.
Is that what I loved Pimp My Ride? That was great.
Well, and the cars were not functional at all.
Well, I was going to say, isn't the best example of Taffer's work in town the former Piranha, but I think that came down to the guy was just crazy. You know what the Piranha was, right?
Yeah, that
Remember,
was
by Naked City, isn't it?
8
Yep.
men. Yeah. 8 something men.
Well, it was the bar right across the street from Naked City, but
Yeah.
if you've been down there lately, it's gone. Like, not only did it, he stayed open for like weeks, maybe a month and a half after Taffer went in there and fixed it up, and then it stayed dormant for like 5 years, and now they blew up the whole place. Now it's a parking lot. So that, hey, John Taffer was here.
You know what the best Vegas episode was, though, right?
I like champagnes.
$10?
No, Club Platinum.
Oh, that's right.
It's great.
You love that so much.
That episode was
Remember that.
hilarious.
You want to tell Allie about
Hilarious.
the lady who was like the utility player of all strippers?
So, Club Platinum Alley is the strip club next to Tuscany. It's like it's literally in the parking lot.
Like on Flamingo, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like there's like 4 bar stools in the place. It's a disaster. I was about to give away whose house it was at. I don't know if he wants me to say it. Either way. So I was at
times with
I was at a friend's house. It's okay. I was at Brett Okamoto's house, and there was like 30 of us watching this episode, and it was so bad. It's one of the worst things I've ever watched on television, but also amazing. But like the problem wasn't that the bar sucked. The problem was that they had like a 70-year-old bar manager who would like try to serve drinks, and then when there was no girls there, she would like go on stage. And you're like, no, this is bad. And everybody at Brett's house was so drunk that we ended up we got like 7 Ubers, and we all went over there while we were after watching the episode, and we went in, and it literally was the lady. It was the lady still there. We're like, yeah, this is the problem. It's not the decor. It's not the menu. It's this lady. And we go in there and it's a total dump. And they have like this fancy cocktail menu now. We're like, no, Taffer, no, this is not it.
You're burying the lead though. Come on.
What?
She looked a lot better in person, right?
God, no. Work.
I'm still wondering what rhymes with Brent Akimoto. No, I'm just kidding.
His real name.
I know. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for that.
Just give it.
Jesus Christ. I get no respect.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So hey, talk to me about this. This was really cool, and we're all good friends with Chris Palmieri from Naked City Pizza. I just saw this on his Facebook that Josh Allen came, and they're doing some business. I'm sure that you know more. Yeah, Brady was bringing it up. What did you go meet Josh Allen, Adam?
I don't think he came in. I think Chris sent pizza to the hotel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
And I think he just made it public today, but he had sent me a photo on Saturday. He's like, "Hey, I see you're let's go through some tough times on social media. Maybe this will cheer you up." LOL.
Just pick me up.
Yeah.
Josh Allen photo.
I don't hate Josh Allen as much as I hate the fans. I mean, I don't love him. I'm not a fan, obviously. I don't like him, but I mean, it's not him that I have a problem with. He's not the one that was screaming the N-word at the former quarterback. Like, that's not him. He's the kind of the symptom of that. But he's not the one that did that. So I don't. I don't. I'm never going to like him. And by the way, I still don't understand how you can have 2 awful seasons and 1 great one, and you're great. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, it's not really about him. He's just a symptom of the awfulness.
So, Allie, you brought this up like 5 minutes ago about Taffer on TMZ, obviously screaming and yelling here about the Roaring 20s are coming to Sin City. Buffets are coming back too.
Like, why? Why?
Which part? The Roaring 20s or the buffets?
All of it. Yeah. Like, well, I don't associate Las Vegas to the Roaring 20s. I associate it to like the 50s and that, like the Rat Pack era, not the Roaring 20s, first of all. Second of all, like, do we need buffets to come back that badly? I mean, I'm not opposed to them. I like to smoke 3 joints and go to a buffet as much as the next girl. But, like, is it time? Is it time to do that?
I was
didn't know
never
we had a
anti-buffet. I was never anti-buffet, and I'm not a germaphobe, and I'm not saying you are. But yeah, I'd like to see buffets come back.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? You know what I care
Is it
about?
time?
It's,
Mhm.
You said, is it time?
Yeah, like, is it time yet, though? I'm not anti-buffet. I'm just saying, like, is it time for us to do this? Okay. If you guys say it is, like I said, 3 joints, let's go to the buffet. Let's do this shit.
I still think
I'm there.
75% vaccination rate was what I'm looking for a buffet. But really,
that's what I was saying. Is it time for, like, where is our vaccination rate? Like, but that's what I was saying. I don't like, were buffets ever in jeopardy of never coming back?
Oh yeah.
I didn't think that was an issue. I always assumed they would come back.
I thought they were gone forever. This is unbelievable news for me.
I thought they were gone too because they don't make money, and I think the corporate casinos wanted to get rid of them anyway, and I think they just looked at this as an excuse. That's why I thought they would never come back. But the week that the pandemic started and the thing started to close down, like they announced my spot was gone forever, and like they weren't even going to try to wait it out. And I was like, this sucks. But yeah, the Sweet Tomatoes gone forever, like the first day.
Sweet Tomatoes is gone.
Like they did it like the first day of it.
I didn't know that. Forever, ever.
Literally, I went the last day they were open, the one on Flamingo, and they were like, "Yeah, we're closing tonight." And I was like, "Oh, like you're gonna close for a couple weeks and then see how this whole thing goes." And like, no, corporate basically said like, "We're not gonna get through this. We're done." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that sucks." Wow. So hopefully
that hurt. That got me right there.
Hopefully a new contender emerges in that space, but for right now,
not Luby's. All right, just count Luby's right out because that's what I grew up on. That was my buffet of choice growing up. I didn't know. I'm a huge soup person. Like soup is my freaking shit. Here's a little story. So I got my carpet steam cleaned today. Got all my carpet steam clean, feeling good about things, right? And then I've got this bowl of chicken rice soup, and I leave it on the coffee table because I'm about to do my show and shit. And Escher cruises through, and he's like, "Yo, can I finish your soup?" I'm like, "Go ahead." So then I see him coming back through with the pot because it's not actually a bowl. I just eat it out of the pot. I'm a pirate, and so he goes in, puts it in the sink. And he's saying goodbye to me, have a good show. And I walk out, there's freaking soup and rice all over my, literally an hour and a half ago, just got finished getting steam clean carpets everywhere. And dude was trying to peace out. He's like, "Oh, see you later, blah, blah, blah." I wish it was, Brady. I wish it was. You guys know where I'm at in that situation. God damn it.
There it goes. There goes the fortune right there.
Yeah, no shit.
Two carpet cleanings that'll blow through all of it.
God damn. Holy hell. Oh my God. So I mean that's part of why I needed a nap before the show because I had a meltdown. And it wasn't that he spilled soup. Like you spill soup, whatever. It was the fact that he like tried to piece out on it that seriously, dude, I lost it. I remember Super Salad. You're right. I do love buffets. Holy crap. Look how excited I'm getting. You're right. Yeah. I miss buffets. Holy hell.
I'm pretty certain I still have the phone number of every employee at Super Salad on Maryland. I did.
Let me tell you, the Maryland Super Salad, Adam was Norm. They all fucking do that.
It's true.
When I walked in, I was like, it's kind of weird here, man. Everyone knows you. We're getting special service. What's going on here?
I had a reserve table every day.
Oh my God!
Because it was the only table that picked up the Wi-Fi signal and was near an outlet, and I would just go in there and work every single day. That was my spot. The only problem was like people knew me too well, and they would like complain about their coworkers to me and stuff, and I'd be like, "Try to work. I got a job to do here. This is ridiculous.
Very busy. I'm in my office."
I went
on a trip somewhere. I can't even remember where it was, and I got a text from the manager like, "Hey, everything okay?"
I would have appointed like a little hostess as my secretary or something. Like someone would have been appointed a job.
It was a whole thing. Yeah, I missed that place.
Mark sent me a photo, but it's not coming through. It's saying, I don't know what it's saying. Let me try it again.
Oh, an Olive Garden pasta pass. Now we're talking. I am clearly hungry.
Yeah, it keeps saying
I worked
something.
at Olive Garden. I don't remember those. That was my first waitress job I ever had when I was 18 years old in Houston, Texas, was the Olive Garden.
Well, Adam, do you want to tell her about the pasta pass and how crazy that was last year?
I've already forgotten it.
That whole big giveaway. They were only giving away they were giving away free pasta passes, but it was like 1,000 nationwide.
Oh yeah,
and people
What
just
is it, like a Willy Wonka golden ticket?
Yep, pretty much.
What's a pasta pass? I want one.
Yeah, free pasta.
I'm good on that. I don't eat the pasta there anyway. I want the soup. I want the salad. I want the breadsticks. And I might want like a chicken marsala situation. But really, it's going to be wine and tiramisu. I'm a cheap date. What can I say? I don't really eat. Oh, I love a good cannoli. I remember as a kid, like my stepdad's Italian. So when we were in New York living there, like instead of eating ice cream out of a tub, you would like freeze ricotta cheese and eat ricotta, like not ricotta cheese, but the cannoli ricotta with the sugar and the chocolate chips in it. Like they would make that and then freeze it and you would eat that like it's ice cream.
Steve, what cheese is she talking about?
Ricotta. Ricotta. Ricotta.
I thought Steve says ricotta.
Rigot. Yeah. Rigot. Do you know what rigot means? Do you know what it means?
What does it mean?
It means recooked.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yep. That's what it means.
I found
separated, the curds and whey are separated. They take it off and then they recook it again.
I found out maybe after my grandmother passed away that she used to say something all the time and it actually meant dickhead. I was like, oh Jesus. She said that a lot. I was like, everyone around her was a dickhead, apparently.
While I just sorry to go back to the Italian food conversation a second ago, but I assumed without talking to you, Steve, that you would have made Mexican lasagna today.
Where are you getting this from? After our conversation on the air?
Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah, that was weird. John looked horrified, and then once Stormy described it, he was all in.
It sounded delicious.
And the cookie dough cake was ridiculous.
That sounded amazing.
I think she got freaked out because we both were like, oh, my God. Yeah, so Stormy Bonatoni was on with us today, and she said her sister's birthday was over the weekend, and they made Mexican lasagna for her, and then they had some kind of cake with like a cookie dough filling, and we were both like, oh, my God, that sounds awesome.
It was like strawberry cake?
It sounded great. So that family knows how to eat. They didn't have a party, they know how to eat. So
I like that.
Although I will say I saved the interview because John, who the hell we were talking to, we were bringing on a guy we've never had on from Jacksonville, right? And it turns out he was an older guy. And John goes into the interview and he's talking about Mac Jones' nipples. And I'm just like, dude, we've never talked to this guy before. I don't even have it. Like, I'm not going to run the size of Mac Jones' nipples by this Jacksonville Football Insider. And then he did it. I talked about Mac Jones having a dad bod with Stormy, and he's like, yeah, what about his nipples? I'm like, dude, enough with the nipples.
You kind of set him up for that. I mean, come on. You got a nipple hungry guy over here. Now you're going to bring up a dad bod.
I know. I figured he would get it that I stayed away from the nipples the last time. Stormy gets, you don't want to put Stormy in a bad position. So Allie, a little bit. We know Allie can, she hangs in a different ways.
I think it's a legitimate.
I'm the biggest guys guy on this show. Remember,
you are the biggest guy on the show. I'll actually ask you: have you ever had a guy take a shirt off and you're like, Jesus Christ, with the nipples, dude? Anything freakishly large?
I don't think. By the way, just
nothing that's popping out to me right now.
As you're thinking about it, I don't think it's large. I think it's the way it's the shape of them.
He's got what do they call them on porn sites? They're are they puffy? Is that what they are? Puffy nipples? Someone look that up for me. Oh, there's like a whole index, Allie, on certain sites. They're puffy nipples, so they're weird. And I don't think Mac Jones has puffy nipples either.
They're disturbing.
Well,
what kind of nipples do I have? Is that a thing?
No, Mac Jones.
I actually think it's more about. I think it's more about the breast itself. I think they're actually like cone. They're kind of like cone shaped. So you can look.
I'm googling Mac Jones. Nipples.
It was a big story today, so it'll be easy to find.
It does not pop up. Is this the quarterback from Alabama?
Yeah, it pops up right away.
I put a K on Mac. Maybe that's why.
Jesus, come on, Allie.
I watch.
Oh, look at this puffy nipple syndrome treatment male. It's actually it
literally says does not match any documents.
I just called it up.
Nipples. We'll text it to email it to me. It says nothing. What do you think? I'm lying? You think I'm just staring at all the answers and I'm like, I don't see it?
Healthline.com. How to get rid of puffy nipples in men. Exercise, diet, and something else.
That I just found. All right. Now we're getting rid of puffy nipples in men. I know what nipples you're talking about. Like, I know this man's nipples. I haven't seen his, but I know what kind of man nipple you are talking about.
Yep.
I don't have any problem with it.
Hold on.
It's not a puffy nipple. There have been puffier nipples.
I don't really have an issue with him. It's more of just his general softness for a guy who's 23.
True.
That's all.
Well, here, hold on. This video is better too.
So wait, what's the problem with his nipples? Why has everyone got a problem with them?
I don't
I love that.
I don't have a problem.
Well, people are.
Who does? Why are we talking about Max Jones's nipples right now? Who's got a problem?
There's an argument to be made that he should not be the number 1 pick. It's very or should not be the number 3 pick. I'm sorry. Very disturbing.
Based on his nips?
I think the whole shirtless vibe at the club, first of all. Like it was too much. Keep the shirt on. If you're an experienced vet, if you're a team leader, you keep the shirt on in the club if you got that happening.
I've never been
I actually redid my final mock draft is coming out tomorrow. I actually redid it, dropped him to the 2nd round. Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, I'm not into the no shirt at the club. You know, I worked for EDC. I worked for Naked City Pizza to help with their EDC like 2 years ago. And y'all know I was a rave kid. Like I loved going to raves, and there was a uniform that had to be worn, and it was really big baggy pants and hats and sweat. Like that's the way that we rolled. And when I went to EDC, it was kind of like this full circle, like see where this scene had come to. And it was ridiculous. Like, does anyone in the chat, you remember like walking out of a rave and like you would have that weird like black muck in your nose from like the fog machines and everything? Well, holy crap, now we're at EDC and like everyone's in a G-string and freaking like, little fairy wings and all that. And all I could think of is like what their butts are going to like, what's your butthole going to look like? Are you going to have that black gunk in your hoo-hoo when you get home tonight? Like it was, I can't imagine going to a rave and wanting to like get down and like, rage out. What is this? Oh, wait, what is this before I look at this?
Manziel. Somebody asked if it matched Johnny Manziel's.
I can't even tell what that is.
So hold on.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to let you guys have your man time and go pee because I don't need to look at these weird nipples.
Somebody was trying to show it on the phone. It's kind of a tough angle. But somebody asked if there's a trend, if you could identify a first-round bust quarterback by the photo.
And you called my article clickbait. Just saying.
What
was her clickbait?
I don't even know that.
My handicapping article.
I didn't.
So I got to tell a quick story today. You know that I love hoarding. So
sure.
I'm a professional junk collector. So I went on my favorite auction site, and there was a big estate sale, and I had really no idea. I kind of knew the area it was in, and there's this whole house of like all these spectacular items up there, furniture. It looked like really expensive pictures, all this different stuff. I put some bids on stuff. The only thing I win is, well, two things. I got some Christmas decorations. I thought I bought a pair of like 5-foot tall copper reindeer, right? I drive all the way out to Henderson to this house, and I walk in, and the reindeer are like a foot tall. I'm like, all right. This house was a $3.3 million, 8,400 square foot house. It was pretty big. The other thing I bought was a plastic bin of a bunch of wires. I'm like, yeah, I could use a couple extension cords. I pick it up. I bring it home. There's 44 extension cords. I think I got every extension cord this $3.3 million house ever had in it. So,
How much was that box of extension cords?
$11.
Seems like a good deal, actually.
It is a good. I was actually kind of thrilled, but I started counting them. I'm like, because there's 350 footers in there. There's about 4 different timers. I can always use those, and then there's a lot of household stuff that I can also use at Christmas. A lot of extension cords, but I was like, all right, it's 44. This may have been too much, but it was a good buy. It was a good value.
You could sell each of them for $1 and quadruple your money.
Yeah, I mean, I drove 27 miles to get there, so that might have been, there's the cost of that.
Cuts into the profit.
But you know what? I like looking at houses, and I don't get to walk into $3.3 million, 8,500 square foot houses often, so it was good.
It was somebody that died?
I don't know. I don't ask the story. I don't walk in and go, hey, why is this house selling all its stuff for fucking 10 cents on the dollar? Did they die? I tried to make it into a positive in my head, and I imagine them being so wealthy that they're like, we're moving, fuck everything in the house. Just sell it on a freaking auction site. Like,
so what you're saying is this person that owns a $3.3 million house is like, what can I get for these extension cords?
Now Kirk is saying the cords might be haunted. No, you know what? I actually I don't need 44, but there are 5 or 6 that I had. I was like, that's good. I was gonna go out and buy more cords, so it's a little things that make me happy. That's all. But you're right. I probably am now gonna hoard 39 extension cords.
Actually, can I get one?
Yeah, I can get you whatever you want. Seriously,
I need one. I used to carry one around.
Do you need a new one for your computer?
Yeah, I used to carry one around in my bag and I lost it.
I got one of those, and it's probably a 25-footer. You see, you're all set.
Perfect.
And now you don't have to go pay like $9 for that. Allie, you missed it. I went to
I heard.
Yeah, I like to go on auction sites, and I was like, I'll just buy like junk bins and just be like, there was a little light in there that was like, it's like $15. I'm like, see, I already made my money. But I like to go through it, but this one was kind of it was every extension cord this 8,500 square foot house had, apparently. So I got them all.
But I usually carry extension cords. I carry extension cords around in my computer bag because like I sometimes have to write in like random places, and you have to like figure out a way to get power. Perfect. 25-footer would be great.
How did Super Salad do with that? Were you right next to an outlet? Did they let you?
I had a table at Super Salad and Sweet Tomatoes. And the Sweet Tomatoes one, there was one outlet in the whole place. And some days I would walk in and somebody would be at my table, and the servers would like freak out because I'm the old. Because I feel like, first of all, I'd sit there and see people not tip all day, and it would infuriate me. Because you don't get like a server bringing you your meal, like they are getting your plates and your cups and all that stuff. Like, please tip them, and I tip them like very well. And so like if somebody's on my table, like, we're sorry, we didn't know you were coming in. I'm like, it's fine, don't worry about it. I'll sit somewhere else, and if the table opens, I'll move over there. So yeah, that's this would be smart. Actually, I started using Chromebooks so that they have such good batteries that I don't have to use extension cord as much anymore. But sometimes you never know; you might have to.
Nice.
Everyone's
good. Everyone's good.
If you need someone to sell them to, DJs are always looking for them. So I mean, you could start a little side company.
Extension cords, and I'll give them away. Yeah. I'm very generous like that. When I get 44 extension $11, yeah. Let's give away.
And you get an extension cord, and you get an extension cord.
Like, hey, dude, this costs $1. You know that, right? At the 99-cent store. Yeah, I know. I understand. Are we happy for Conor McGregor? This is a pretty incredible story.
Which Conor McGregor? Oh,
the proper 12.
Yeah.
Did he just sell off? They were 51% owners. He and the guy Audi and someone else, some other partner. I think they just made $350 million on the company.
Well, go on for you.
I didn't even see it. I thought you were talking about the.
By the way, Allie, that was already being in. They'd already been paid out according to the story. They'd already been paid out like $250.
Well, hell yeah, then get on with your bad self.
I thought you were going to ask about the the impersonator one. There's the guy that's a Connor impersonator who's done some things in Vegas before, and I've seen him. He's pretty decent, actually. He was also using his Connor persona to sell drugs, which is amazing. I love it.
Wait, the guy that we saw a lot on videos.
Yes.
He was dealing drugs.
He just got busted. Yeah,
that's
just got.
Guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought it was some random guy acting like Conor McGregor got popped. That guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. We got to pull that for the show tomorrow.
But also, did you see what he did in terms of the donation, the Dustin Poirier donation?
Oh no, what?
So I don't know if you give him credit or not. Like I honestly don't know. So the thing is, Dustin Poirier has a foundation. That's who he fought last fight, and he's going to fight him here in July. And every time Dustin Poirier fights, he donates a bunch of things from the fight. He signs a bunch of things. He donates money. He does a bunch of events, a bunch of charity. He's really, really good dude for his hometown back in Louisiana. And everybody he's fought, like Khabib, when he fought Poirier, he signed his shorts from the fight, gave it to Poirier to auction off for the charity. Pretty much every opponent does something really, really nice for his charity. And when he fought Conor was like, oh, Khabib did this, I'm going to do even more. I'm going to give you this big donation and all this stuff. He was going to sign a bunch of stuff. And Dustin Poirier, just a couple of days ago, was like, by the way, we're about to have a rematch. And Conor promised this publicly, and he never donated. Like, he never gave the money. So, like, it's kind of fucked up. And Conor came back at him, and he was like, we're doing background. We're looking into your charity. We're seeing exactly where the money goes. I'm not just going to give you a blank check. He's like, I'm going to make sure exactly what's going on with this. And instead of ever giving a donation, Conor today announced, might have been yesterday, whatever, he announced a $500,000 donation to the Boys and Girls Club in the town, but he didn't give it to Dustin's charity.
What an asshole.
Well, you say that, but at the same time, he gave $500,000 to this small town YMCA or whatever it is. Like, that's cool, but like, why would you be such a dick about it? Just give it to the charity.
Yeah. And I saw Allie when I mentioned Conor McGregor, you kind of sneered. I know.
It's uncomfortable.
I was gonna say in a lot of ways, like I'm happy for the dude that he made himself into something. He's talented. He's been punched in the face. He gets to make a lot of money. But like he's also one of those guys where you're like, at some point it's not going to work out for him, but it keeps working out, even though he's a fucking asshole oftentimes. And I don't want to. I won't go down the path, but like I hope this doesn't make him worse with women because he's had a lot of issues allegedly with women. So I'm not sure that getting another 125 mil or whatever his cut is going to calm him down.
I just don't really know how I feel about him. I'm not an MMA, like I'm not a fighting person. I know, like I get you guys are. I'm not against it. I just don't want to watch people beat the snot out of each other. I'm good. But I like him for the sake that he's incredibly entertaining. He's good looking. He's fun to watch. He works for me on that level, but then on the other level, there's like this cocky bastard thing that's like obnoxious, but in the same way, that's super entertaining and not that. I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about him. Like in general.
I will say Conor off camera. And when he's not,
and I can never remember if his name is Connor or Conan ever.
Connor.
I don't know his name.
But Conor off camera and when he's not skiing,
he skis.
Well, he plays in the white stuff when he's not skiing.
Oh, okay. It's not snowing on him.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome, but I don't know how often that it is anymore.
I really liked his Proper 12 commercials, and I did like that he was like taking, that he branded, he was moving, he was doing something with himself. I liked that about him. So I'm stoked that he sold out and got a ton of money for that. That was a great idea. That's what you should do. So I'm happy for him there. That's what I mean. I don't hate him, but I don't love him. He doesn't, Conor McGregor. We're sure it's not Conan. We're positive it's not Conan.
positive.
But that's what I mean. Like, I don't know.
Is it true that the guy that he punched in the head in Ireland, did he just buy the bar?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think he just went back there and he's like, fuck you guys, I'm buying the whole bar. I mean, in a way, you kind of admire it because maybe that that's a great spite buy, and I would be very much into spite purchases.
I will say, I mean, I think I've told the story in the air of like me, Connor.
Stop! He banned the guy. He bought the bar and he banned. Son of a bitch.
Good. So good.
See, that's what I mean. Like, I love the dick. Like, I love dick moves. Like, I like if you've got like a good proper dick move, that's kind of a good dick move. But like at the same time, it's like an entitled dick move, and I don't like entitled dick moves. I guess.
I think I've told the story about me, Connor, his girlfriend, and one of my good friends, Matt, going to Eggworks on Sunset and Eastern, which was one of the most amazing lunches of my life. Is unbelievable because it was so funny. But my other like favorite Connor story is like he had just had like his first fight in America. I think it was in Boston, and they were bringing him to Vegas because he was going to do a fight in Vegas for the first time. And they had a media day. So there was like 15 of us. Actually, Ryan McKenna was there as well, I believe. There was like 15 of us, and they were deciding where to have the big Conor McGregor lunch in Vegas. And they did it at McMullen's, which was a cool spot. It was a good time. But Conor, not in an asshole way, because it sounds like he's being an asshole. He hilariously berated the PR person for like 20 minutes for taking him to an Irish pub for his media lunch. And he was like, it sounds like it's an asshole thing. It wasn't. It was just so funny. He's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? I come to America and you take me to this bullshit Irish bar. It was tremendous. It was so funny. But yeah, he was a different person back then. To Brady's question, I can tell you the day it was. He was very popular. It was the day of the Mayweather Pacquiao press conference or the weigh-in. So it was the day before the fight. ESPN had built a studio at the MGM, and he was doing a live interview there, like on set. So he was like just starting to blow up. He wasn't what he is now, but like he was definitely known. Like ESPN held programming for like an hour and a half because he was an hour and a half late. I was on a ride along with him to do his interviews that day. And I mean, that's how big he was. Like ESPN was like, we're staying live until he gets here. And he was an hour and a half late. So he was pretty big. No, the UFC actually did. It was for a media tour that he was doing. So
that is, I will say that is one of the cool things about UFC over the years. And you've had the opportunity to see this, and so have I. You see guys when they first come in and no one knows who they are at all.
Yeah.
At all. And then all of a sudden now, you're having breakfast, whatever it was 10 years ago with Conor McGregor, who's just starting to emerge. And now the guy is probably worth $250 million.
That was
probably right. We did a remote with George St. Pierre and it was a signing. And I think we paid George $500 to sit there for 2 hours. At a Mazda dealership, $500. I drove him in like my Nissan Maxima. He and his manager were just sitting in the back seat as I drove on the 215. I think back to that, I'm like, what the fuck? $500. Good old days.
Well, that's when they really didn't. They really didn't make that much money back then. They still don't make enough, but that was probably good money for him.
Oh, 500 is ridiculous. I look back on it; it's kind of embarrassing. But he did it, so
yeah.
He did it. No, Adam, you don't get autographs, do you?
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
but I have pointed out you can find it on his Instagram. There's a picture of him and his girlfriend that he took at that breakfast / lunch, whatever it was. In front of that it's Eggworks or Egg and I, whatever it is, right there at Sunset and Eastern.
The Egg and I.
Is Egg and I. There's a picture of them outside that restaurant at that lunch, and if you look,
there's an arm hanging out of the limo. It's mine, which is hilarious.
I know that arm.
It's hilarious that it's up
Living
there.
it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, now, Allie, what do you got going on this week with picks and parlays?
We just started our last Woody standing contest today, so that was good on the Morning Wood Show. Every day except for Monday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, we do Morning Wood. Every night, 9 p.m. Eastern, we do the Total Chaos. We're rocking and rolling. We've got a bunch of new cappers at the site. Ross Benjamin just came over to us. He's an old schooler, friends with Chip Chirimbus. He just joined the Picks and Parlays team. We just got Tim and Nick Earl. They're identical twins, capping out of they go to East Carolina. So they just came on the team. So it's just a lot of stuff going on, as always. So, check out picksandparlays.net. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. I'm sorry, I'm too tired to give like a proper go team.
And your cooking boycott has been lifted. You're cooking for your son now, even though he just chucked rice. Who was it? Wait, who did the rice disaster?
He did. Who else would? You think?
I don't know.
You think other people come to my house or something?
You said he pieced out. I'm like, where's he going?
Oh, he was going outside to play. He's like, oh, later I'm gonna go to my friend's house, and I'm like, oh, ay Dios. But yeah, no, it was him. No, I'm still like barely boycotting. I had to like lose my shit last night. I did look into martial arts for him, and 3 different places I've sent emails to, and none of them have emailed me back. And so I find it a little bit ironic that like you're preaching integrity and courtesy, right, and no one's returning my freaking emails.
Do you want like traditional martial arts, or you want MMA?
I want something that's close to my house that I can drop him off at for an hour a day, 5 days a week. That's what I want. I don't care if it's taekwondo or judo, or he's almost 11. So like, I don't want him.
What about like crap people. Like Sunset in Valley View? Is that far?
Yeah, Valley View's far.
Okay.
No, there's a place like all 3 of the places I emailed are close to me. And thank you, Brady, for giving me a recommendation too. I emailed them, have not heard back either. But no, I mean, I've actively been trying to do this, but I've had, like the steam cleaner and the things. I've had things going on kind of all weekend too. So
I was gonna set you up at a extreme couture with my guys over there.
Sunset and Valley View. That's kind of far. I don't want him to. He doesn't need to be a fighter. No. He just needs to like learn how to be that's a good call, Brady. I actually thought Brady always like clicks with me. I actually thought of that. I'm like, maybe they're in my spam folder, but I haven't checked it yet. So that might actually be the answer. Here, let's check it right now.
What are you gonna say, Steve?
Matter of fact,
I said you should call in a favor. See if Dana can set her up with someone good.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking maybe Willie Ramirez might know somewhere.
Yeah, he could. By the way, I found the photo.
Which photo?
The Connor photo.
Of his arm?
Yeah. Of your arm.
Okay.
Living the life.
This is another nipple. I'm out. No, I'm just kidding. I see it.
What are you doing?
Oh, it is egg work.
Yeah.
It's not the egg and I. I'm wrong.
It's me in the car. So great. Just hanging out at the egg works. Connor, just when he was blowing up.
Oh, that's him.
Oh boy. All right. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Nothing. I was just reading about this. More issues with the Alameda police, so not good.
Oh boy, wonderful.
So LeBron's got his phone right now, getting ready to tweet.